All right, so let's kick off this with the design and build. On the right-hand side, you got the power button. Working your way on the bottom, you got your mic, charging port, and your headphone jack. These nice rounded curves. On the left-hand side, you got access to your SD card and your SIM card. There's the tray right there, and as well as your volume rockers. Now, again, very nice rounded corners on the bottom. Up on top is just a noise cancellation mic. Taking a look at the back of the device, you're getting a 8 megapixel rear facing camera with LED flash. You got your Cricket branding on the back. This pretty nice rubbery textured back. It is non-removable, but it is going to provide some decent grip in the hand. You got your LG branding on the bottom there, and then just off to the corner is your back-firing speaker. Now let's talk about this build quality here. I mean, it's nothing that screams very, very premium. It's an all-plastic design, but man, how did they manage to fit a 4,100 milliamp battery in this device? I mean, it looks pretty slim. It looks fairly lightweight when you're holding it in the hand. It's just pretty amazing LG was able to do that. Now taking a look at the front, you're getting a 5 megapixel front facing camera there, a 5.3 inch HD display. You got your LG branding to the bottom there. This device to me looks very stealthy. I mean, it has a very stealthy look to it. And honestly, I like the way it looks. 5.3 inch is a nice little sweet spot. All right, to turn on this phone, you got your power button on the right-hand side, or you can use the double tap to wake feature, and you can wake your device like that. Now from the lock screen, you get access to these little quick toggles here for your dialer, your messaging, your gallery, and your camera as well. Now, you can also pull down your notification bar from the lock screen, and then you have access to all the quick toggles there, your volume, your brightness. So let's go ahead and take a look at everything that this device has to offer. Now I'm going to try to show you guys everything in this review. If I miss some areas, I apologize for that, but I am going to try to show you as much as I can in this review here. So initially, when I first got this out of the box, it had no app drawer. So all you have to do is go into settings and you can download an app drawer there. Hold it down on the home screen, you get apps, widgets, and wallpapers. And go ahead and move on from that. I should also mention there is quite a bit of pre-installed applications on the LG X Power 4 Cricket Wireless. Going into the app drawer here, you got some options there. You can show large icons if you'd like. Make them a little larger for you to see. You can also shrink them down a little bit so they're smaller icons. You can actually search for specific applications in your app drawer as well. Let's go ahead and exit out of that. Pull down the notification bar here. Again, you got your quick toggles there, Capture Plus, location, flashlight in the status bar there. You can edit this. You can edit this. One thing I love about this device is that you're able to edit this to your liking. Moving on to the messaging here, and you guys know I always show the emojis that are pre-installed in all the devices, and let me go ahead and just kind of scroll and show you the ones that are pre-installed there so you guys have an idea. And again, this gives you more of a visual of exactly how it's going to look in your hand when you're using it in the messaging application. Now there's a couple other features here that I want to show you. Q slide. So I love the fact that LG is still keeping Q slide option here on the LG X Power, so you can shrink it down to size, make it larger, change the transparency. You can just use your device with the Q slide apps, which is a very nice feature there. Now let's move on to the settings of your messaging app here. So you also can change the layout there. So you got a couple options there, which is nice. I like how LG allows you to customize this to your liking. And then you can also adjust the height of the keyboard. So you can make it taller, you can make it smaller. So I like that. I like that you're able to customize that, you know, depending on your size of your hands. And you can also change the keyboard theme to white or black. So that's pretty neat as well. You got auto correction there. One-handed operation is another feature that is nice there. So, you know, this is a 5.3 inch display. So depending on your size of your hands, you know, they might be kind of small. So a one-handed operation on this is going to work perfect for some. All right, so let's move on from there and let's go into the settings menu here. So in the settings, very customizable here. You got a lot of different options here in the settings. So I'm going to kind of show you everything that is here, or at least try to show you everything that I possibly can. Ringtone ID. So you have Ringtone ID on this, just like the LG Stylo 2. You have that as well. Moving on from that, you get sounds of vibration, do not disturb option there. Notification LED. So this does have a notification light on the top corner of the LG X Power there. And then you get some sound effects options there. So I'm going to go ahead and enable these there. So I kind of like those on. I like the way they sound. And moving on from that, go ahead and go to display here. So in display here, you get auto rotate screen there. Reader mode, so you get that nice option there if you are reading in the dark. So that's a great option with reader mode. Go into home screen here, and then you got your screen swipe effect, allow home screen looping, and these are the different effects you have there. And then right here is where you're going to be able to either enable or disable the app drawer. So excellent, you have that option there. And let's go to lock screen here, and then let me show you the different options that you have: not code, pattern, pin, password. So there is no fingerprint scanner on this, but you do get those other security features as well. And you get some shortcuts here. Let me go ahead and, you get power key, instantly locks the device. And moving on from that, shortcut keys, there it is. So I wanted to show you this. So you have those quick shortcut keys when your device is off. So that's another great option from LG there. Now this device has 16 gigabytes of onboard memory, which is great. That's a pretty good size amount of memory, and you get access to a micro SD card. Now this is rocking Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow. So let's go ahead and talk about that 8 megapixel rear facing camera with LED flash and the 5 megapixel front facing camera. Now this camera is not going to be the greatest camera out there. Just keep that in mind. It's 8 megapixels. Shooting in good light outdoors is going to come out and produce some really nice photos. Shooting in low light at night, it's going to be very grainy photos. So again, this is a decent 8 megapixel camera, but it's not going to be the greatest. Now you do got some options here. You can record in HD, and you get these other film options here in the settings, which is kind of nice. You get timer, you get grid lines, panorama mode, you get that as well. Let me flip this over to the front facing camera so you can kind of see the quality of it. Now you do get that flash option, which is going to illuminate your screen. So, you know, shooting at night or in the dark with the front facing camera should produce some type of a flash for you. But overall, it's a decent 8 megapixel camera. It's not going to be the greatest. I did take some samples for you to see, so I'm going to go ahead and show you those, and I'll let you be the judge on how good the camera is. All right, so moving on from that, watching YouTube videos. Let's talk about this display. It's a 5.3 inch display, 720p resolution, and I gotta say it's a very nice looking display. It's not very bright, and it's not gonna be very vibrant either, but you are able to watch videos at 720p at 60 frames per second, and overall, it has decent audio quality, nothing super loud, but nothing super low as well. Viewing angles are good, not the greatest, but watching YouTube videos, you're going to be able to watch videos, movies for hours. I'm telling you, with that big 4,100 milliamp battery, you're going to be able to stream videos for a very, very long time. So just keep that in mind. You know, it's not the most vibrant display, but it's not the worst display either. But it is, you know, it's a decent display, 720p. I like the 5.3 inch display. I like how it is. This also has a quad core processor, and you know, for me, I have no issues using this device watching a movie or YouTube videos. Now I did run the Geekbench 4, so let me kind of just show you some information here. So 720 by 1280 and 277 pixels per inch, and let's go ahead and run that Geekbench 4. So single core score is 429, multi-core score is 1098. So one thing I do want to mention here is with this device, you're going to be able to play some casual games with no problems. Like a game like this that's already pre-installed on the LG X Power, it's going to run smooth, it's going to run fine. A game like this also, you know, Geometry Dash, I'm able to play it. There's no issues, no drops in frames. You will see a problem when you try those higher, more graphic intense games. That's where you're gonna see the slow loading times, the more drops in frames with those higher intense games. But casual gameplay, for me, no issues whatsoever. And also there is no gyroscope, gyro sensor on this device as well. So keep that in mind if that is something that you definitely need in a device. You do get that screen pin on option when you are in your recent apps. So that's another nice feature there. And then also when you multitasking, now this device is not gonna be the snappiest and fastest, but I am able to multitask and jump from like one application to the other with no problems. Just a recommendation I do have, keep the background running apps to a minimum, clear them out as often as you can. It's going to provide a much better user experience. So, you know, there is a lot of great options out there right now when it comes to smartphones, very affordable options, a lot of great devices just like these ones I'm showing you here. Now, the LG X Power, for my final thoughts, is a great option. It's a good performing device. It's not going to have the highest specs, it's not going to have the fastest processor, it's not going to have the best camera, but it does have one thing that I think is most crucial element in a smartphone is battery life. The 4,100 milliamp battery, I'm easily getting 10 hours of screen on time. It has Qualcomm Quick Charge 2.0. I get 2 days of solid use out of this. So hopefully this video helps in your decision if the LG X Power is for you. Once again, everybody, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll talk to you on the next one.